Hello everyone, in today's video we will practice CompTIA Security Plus. This is a practice test too. So let's get started. So as we are practicing, we'll go with start times. We'll give a 90 minutes completely. So the first question is, what is the term of process of identifying critical assets and system interdependency and ensuring their availability during disruption? So we have options: incident response planning, continuous of operation planning, restoration of business planning, disaster recovery. So the question says ensuring their availability during disruption. You can pause the video and try to answer it. The correct answer will be option B, continuity of operation planning. Which of the following is not a recognized attack vector? Options: firewall, supply chain, email, direct access. Pause the video and try to answer it. So the correct answer will be firewall. Data that, if disclosed to an authorized party, would potentially cause harm or disruption to organization should be labeled as which of the following? So we have options: confidential, secret, private, legal. It's talking about the data that has not to be disclosed by unauthorized party. So what measures the cybersecurity team agent should take in order to not to get disclosed this kind of data? So it should be labeled as private. Which of the following is a name given to the process of assigning a permission or authorities to the objective? Integrity measurement, provisioning, quality assurance, staging. Okay, so we have a four option. It's to the process of assigning a permission or authorities to objective. The correct answer is provisioning. Let's move to the question number 5. What type of files, often sent with email message, can contain malicious code that can be downloaded and executed on client's computer? Options: local shared object, cross-site script, HTML attachment, cookies. The correct answer is HTML attachment. Question number 6. What process is used to review and validate continuity of operation planning? Failover, alternative process site, exercise tabletop, after action report. So we have four options and it is talking about continuity of operation planning. So the correct answer will be option C, exercise tabletop. Let's move to the question number 7. Which of the following roles is responsibility of which of the following roles is responsible for day-to-day caretaking of data? Options: A, CMO, option B, data owner, option C, data custodian, option D, data privacy officer. So the correct answer will be option C, data custodian. Which tool will you use to check the path packet take over a network? Options is option B, grip, option C, traceet, option D, ARP. Path packet take over a network. So the correct answer will be option C. Let's move to question number 9. Which of the following enable a user to provide a one set of credentials to the system and use those credentials throughout other interconnected system? So the correct answer, this should be easy to answer it. The correct answer is option A, single sign-on. If let's move to question number 10. If you have custodian penetration process done into four phases, what might those phases be? So we have four options. You can go through each option and try to answer it. So the options talks about planning, discovering, reporting, briefing and all. So the correct option should be option C, planning, discovery, attack, reporting. Question number 11. A recent security audit had a finding of your VPN allowing a split tunneling. The auditor preferred to require full tunneling on the VPN. What security risks are the auditors attempting to mitigate? So we have four options. You can go through with each option and try to answer it. The correct answer, let's find out. The user corporate activity credential can leak out a split tunnel and cause ping. So the correct answer will be attack that comes from public network could be routed through endpoint and potentially bypass the network parameter control for the organization. This should be the correct answer. Your office does not deal in classified or even sensitive data. You're concerned, however, with loss of equipment as you have had a few external drivers and tables stolen in the last 12 months. Which of the following will be most appropriate for your environment, keeping in mind that you want a low cost solution? So we have four options. Low cost it's talking. So option A, safe. Option B, wallet. Option C, locking a secure cabinet. Option D, fragile cage. So it's talking about low cost solution that for the drivers and tables to which has been recently in the last 12 months. So option C will be the correct answer, locking or secure cabinet. Question number 13. What is the specific name given to study post often made of concerned steel or stainless steel? They are used to protect entryways and prevent unauthorized entries and vehicle ramping attack. So we have four options. The correct answer will be option D. Question number 14. What is the purpose of DLP? So we have four options. Okay, let me go through with it. It describes a protocol to design of a no, it is process use. Okay, so the correct answer will be it serves to prevent a sensitive data from leaking the network without a notice. Question number 15. Which tool will you use to identify TCP connection? For TCP connection, I will go with option number A. Question number 16. What network attack method involves the attackers sending a message to corrupt the ARP table and cause a package to misroute? Is ARP poisoning? Question number 17. In which phase of incident response process is the incident response team first notified? Option prevention, option B preparation, option C containment, option D identification. So the correct answer as per the question response incident response team first notified will be identification in order to identify what is the actual issue. Question number 18. Which tool will you use to discover hosts and services on a network? So we have options. Option A SPAN, option C CHMOD, option C curl, option D Nmap. To discover hosts and services on a network, I will go with Nmap. Question number 19. Which of the following details the specific access level that individuals or entries may have when interacting with objective? Option A access approval list, access B metadata table, action C role based access control, option D access control list. So which of the following details specific access level that individual or entity may have? Access approval list. Question number 20. Mirror sees the tremendous amount of traffic on TCP port 389 from the internet. Which TCP or IP services should she inspect first? Option A SQL, option B HTTPS, option C TLS, option D LDAP. The correct answer will be option D LDAP. Comment what is the full form of this all. Question number 21. The X.509 standard outlines which of the following? We have to select two options. Option A usage type, option B location of the CRL, option C necessary field of certified, Option D, possible value of certificate field. So I will go with option C and D. Question number 22. Continuous monitoring is a term used to describe which of the following? Read all the options and try to answer it. So the correct answer, the technology process used to enable rapid detection, compliance issue and security. So the option C, I will go with, I'll flag this. I have doubt on this, continue. Okay. Question number 23. Your organization wants to prevent anyone who has a physical access to a computer from inserting a USB device to execute code from the device. At the same time, the organization wants to allow employees to utilize USB port to charge device such as their smartphone. Which of the following provides a way to accomplish their goals? Go through all the options. We have four options. So the correct answer will be option A, use USB blocker, which can be software based. Question number 24. Which of the following is a recognized way of restricting access to application? Restricting access to application. So we have four options. The correct option should be option D, blacklisting, restricting access to application. Question number 25. Custom built software running on internal Windows server communicating over TCP port over 4489. You need to configure firewall solution to allow traffic destination for port 4489 from the IP address range assigned to the sales team subnet. Okay, which type of firewall should you configure while minimizing administrative efforts and cost? So using a TCP port 4489, you need to configure a firewall solution to allow traffic destination port 4489 so that the specific department sales team can use as subnet. So the correct answer will be option number B, layer 4 firewall. Question number 26. The corporate IT managers wants you to implement a process that separates the corporate apps from personal apps on mobile device. Which of the following techniques will enable you to do this? So the manager is asking you to do certain tasks so that it will make a changes in the organization so that they can't download any app which is not related to the organization. Okay. So the correct answer will be containerization. Question number 27. Which of the following is guidance for configuring and operating a computer system at a secure level that is documented and understand? The correct answer will be option A, benchmark. Question number 28. Which tool will you use to list a file's contents to a pipe? So pipe cat. Question number 29. Which of the following is not an element of mobile device management? So the correct answer will be SATCOM, because it depends upon a satellite, so it's not on a mobile device management. Okay. Question number 30. Which of the following is a name given to connection of infrastructure and software elements to provide specific services to a business entity? Okay, so we have four options. The correct answer will be, the correct answer is B, service integration. So let's move to the next question now. Question number 31. The process of verifying and identifying previously established in a computer system is known as which of the following? The correct answer should be authentication, because you have already logged in and you wanted to just log in with your password. It's called authentication. Question number 32. Which of the following is negotiate agreement between parties dealing exception for both customer and the service provider? So we have four options. Pause the video, try to answer it. It should be easy for you. Customer and the service provider is service level agreement. Option A. Question number 33. Which of the following types of attack can prevent by using TLS 1.3? So the correct answer will be option C, SSL stripping. Question number 34. Which of the following statement about open permissions are true? Okay, the first option, let's see, files with open permission, no. The risk associated with open permission is context dependent, yes. The files with open permission might be accessible to anyone, including a guest account. Yes, that's absolutely correct. Okay, it's asking for the two only. Let's review the fourth one also. Only files have open permission, no. Okay, so this will be B and C should be a correct option. Let's move to the next question now. What is a script kiddie? An individual who downloads and runs a script. Okay, a hacker under legal of, no, that's not exactly. A person who hacks a specific political social cause, no. A person who writes a script for others to know. And an individual who downloads and run a script tools but lacks the ability to create their own. This will be the correct answer. Option A. Let's click on next. Question number 36. Which term is defined as weaknesses that can exploit by a threat? By threat is vulnerability. Question number 37. The techniques of creating a mirror version of database on which data modification techniques such as character shuffling, encryption, and word or character substitution are applied to change the data is known as which of the following is? The correct answer will be, we have four options, and I strongly believe it should be option number B, data masking. Question number 38. Which of the following mitigation the techniques are most effective in preventing and minimizing the impact of ransomware data encryption incident? Select two choices. Do periodic updates of user training and awareness. Okay. Identifying a network hosts that are not compliant with. Okay. Store a frequent backup. Do a periodic. No. So, okay, I believe identify network not compliant with security store ransomware. So the correct answer will be option A and C. Question number 39. Which phase of incident response process involve restoring normal business operation? Restoring normal recovery. Question number 40. Why are insider threats considered more dangerous than external threats? Select all that apply. Insiders may already have access they needed to commit a fraud or still. Okay, yeah. Insider have access and knowledge to cause immediate damage. Yes. Most security measures are based out of, yes, designed to protect against the outsider. Yes, that's exactly correct. We believe. Okay. Insider easy to detect and stop. No, we can't say this. So these are the three options that will be correct: A, B, and C. Question number 41. What is the biggest difference between EAP TLS and EAP TTLS? So let's go with each one. Okay, the correct answer will be option number D. EAP TLS needs a server and client certification. EAP TTLS only needs a server certification. Which phase of incident response process involve assigning an action to correct weaknesses and ways to improve? Option A, prevention. Option B, eradication. Option C, recovery. Option D, lesson learned. Involve assigning action to correct weaknesses and ways to improvement. Okay, we, I will flag this because involving action to correct the weaknesses is asking for the actions and ways to improve what we have done. So I will go with lessons learned. D. Which of the following are two characteristics of strong password? Select two choices. This should be easy to answer. Password length, use additional character space. That should be the correct one. Option A and B. Question number 44. Which of the following terms indicates the amount of time it takes for hardware component to recover from failure? Hardware component. Okay, it's not in software, it's on a hardware component to recover from failure. So we have four options: mean time to recover, mean time to failure, mean time to replace, mean time between failure. So it's talking about recovery as in hardware that has to be recovered. It's called as mean time to recovery. Question number 45. Data sovereignty is a relative new type of recognition several countries have recently enacted. What do this law generally inquire? Data stored within the country border is subjected to the laws, and in some cases, data within the borders must be stored there as well as. Option B should be the correct answer. What is the initial vector used for wireless communication protocol? So we have a four options. Okay, so the correct option will be option number A as a randomized element at the beginning of the connection. Question number 47. Which of the following is not one of the trust services identified by SOC 2 is privacy, trust, availability, and security? So the correct answer should be option number B, trust. Question number 48. You require the ability to query host and network device statics and configuration in order to determine if suspicious activity is present. Which TCP IP protocol should you use? So it's talking about network TCP and IP. So I will go with the first answer, SNMP. Which of the following is the information that can lead to specifically identify a person? So NPP, PCI, PII, PED. Personal identify information is the correct answer for this question. Option number C. Question number 50. What is the name of enclosure of conductivity of material that is grounded with no significant gap in the enclosure material? The purpose which is to help shield EMI, especially in high radio frequency environment. So we have four options. We'll go through each option. So I strongly believe the correct answer is Friedel cage. Question number 51. All of the following are the characteristics of Radius authentication protocol except Radius uses TCP port 181. Radius uses UDP port 1812. Radius encrypts user password during authentication process. Radius accepts earlier form of authentication protocols such as PAP. So the correct answer is Radius uses TCP port number 1812. 1812. Question number 52. Your company hosted a public web server that allows a connection directly to a TCP port 80 over HTTP and are configured with public IPv4 address. You need to enable connection to a company HTTP server using HTTPS while hiding the true identities of the server. Which security solution should you implement? So we have, and the options we need to select is two sources, no reverse proxy, and PKI certification. Question number 53. The value of loss expected from a single event is the definition of what? Single device is SLE. Question number 54. What type of attack places a layer of code between driver and the operating system is shipping? Which of the following So question number 55, which of the following can cause a successful attack on a system when a user enters a malicious code or character into a form of field on a web application? So we have four options. The correct answer will be lack of input validation. Question number 56, which of the following statement about highly structured threat is not true? So highly structured, they usually no. The first option, they only target intelligence information and military data. They can target anyone. Question number 57. Which tool will you use to manipulate network interface on a workstation? On a workstation, particular workstation, I will go with ipconfig. Your company t-shirt printer went down again. The tech whose job is to keep the printer running tells you that it's going to take her about 30 minutes to repair the printer. That this 30 minutes period is best represented by mean time to recover, because something hardware getting failed, that it is known to be as recovery. Question number 59. If your organization is highly sensitive to sharing your resources, you might consider using which of the following cloud model? Highly sensitive. So the correct answer will be option number A, private, because everything is shared in this. Question number 60. Which security control is not offered by virtual LAN? Allow physical segmentation of host or by IP subnet, create a broadcast, allow difference logical. So the correct answer should be option number A, allows physical segmentation of host by IP subnet. This should be the correct, because based on the physical segmentation we can't determine the IP subnets. Okay. Your organization utilizes two different peoples to perform a task that are both necessary for the entry into your building. Person 1 checks the ID, enters the data into a log, and calls the issue a visitor badge. Person 2 controls the door access, so failure by either person does not expose your organization. Which of the following is an example of this? 2% integrity guards requiring badging access control visibility. It's 2% integrity control. Option A. Question number 62. Which tool will you use to read and write TCP UDP network connection? So for reading TCP and UDP, I will go with the netcat. Option B. What is zero-day vulnerability? A vulnerability that is newly discovered but not yet been addressed by patch. A vulnerability that is only effective on new system. A vulnerability that only affect Unix operating system. A vulnerability that is only effective for a limited period of time, usually for few days. Zero-day vulnerability is newly discovered and not yet addressed by patch. Okay, this should be the correct answer. Question number 64. Which of the following statement is a false regarding bring your own device? BYOD. Option A, it works well for temporary workers. Option B, user prefers single device over multiple device. Option C, the learning curve is shorter on devices they own or prefer. Employees are willing to limit the use of personal device as determined by corporate policies. Is false. The correct answer for this will be option number D. What is the primary difference between authorized and semi-authorized hackers? Pause the video and try to answer it. Okay, the correct answer will be unauthorized hackers will use the same tool and techniques as a threat actor, but only with permission from their target. Question number 66. Executive in the organization complains that an abnormal high number of scam email messages have been flooding their inboxes. inboxes. Other users in the organization have not received any of the same messages. All user devices are configured within same security software and settings. When reporting to your manager, which term best describe the situation? So you need to concentrate this on question, because executive ha- the keywords are executive in the organization have been flooding their inboxes. It's not inbox, it's stating inboxes. So many agents or the employees have been scammed due to this. So this kind of activity is called a spear phishing. Question number 67. You're conducting a user security awareness training. An attendee asks how they can identify phishing email. What should you tell the attendee to look for? Select two choices. You should be able to answer it. This is pretty easy. Email address inconsistency. Okay. Bad grammar. Question number 68. Which approach to site resilience consists of partial configuration system, usually having the peripheral and software prep, not more expensive, more processing computer. Okay, which is not mostly used, but it's used frequently, like 30 days, 60 days, we can say. So the correct answer should be for this is option number B. Sorry, it's the C. Option number C, warm site. Question number 69. Which of the following protocol will you use to encrypt VPN traffic? So I will go with the option number C, IP6. Which of the following are true statement about dark web and deep web? The dark web, option number A, dark web is only used in legal activities. No. The deep web requires special software such as no. The dark web uses obfuscation method to restrict access. The deep web is not indexed by search engine and usually restricted using login. Which tool will you use to output the first part of the file? So the correct answer is head. Which of the following type of governance are deployed externally? Select three choices. So we have four options: vendor, organization, industry, and statutory. So the correct answer should be vendor, industry, saturation. Question number 73. What is RFID acronym for? Ridic- Radical frequency interface. You can go through with all the options. Okay. The correct answer is radio frequency identification. Option number D. Question number 74. What is the main difference between DOS and DDoS attack? Pause the video and try to answer it. A DDoS attack comes from many different sources. Option number C. Question number 75. Which of the following is the name of a cloud deployment model where cloud-based systems are delivered as virtual solution for computing, allowing organization to contract for utility computing as needed? Okay, this should be easy to answer, I can say. So the correct answer for this will be option number A, infrastructure as service. Question number 76. After a recent phishing attack through email, you decide to implement a solution internally where employees can assured of authenticity of message from other employees. Which email feature should you implement from other employees? So other person should also verify that this is the correct person. Okay. The correct answer should be for this is option A, digital signature. Key. Question number 77. Your organization has had a problem with unauthorized individual following behind authorized employee into restricted area. What is one of the best way to avoid this issue, commonly known as tailgating? The correct answer is install an access control visibility. Question number 78. You're browsing a social media platform and notice a question game post asking which car you drove to pass a driver test. Which term best describe this type of post? Phishing. Question number 79. Which of the following policy settings prevent a user from rapidly changing password and cycling through his or her password history to reuse a password? The correct answer for this is minimum password age. Option number A. Question number 80. Which of the following is the best describe of impact? Option number A. Damage that is the result of unmitigated risk. Which of the following scenario defines a fail close solution? Select two. Okay. The correct answer for this: electric hospital doors are not left open during a power outage in case of fire. And the second one will be firewall locks reaching a maximum configure capacity prevent firewall's functionality. Question number 82. In discussion of threat hunting, what does acronym IOA means? The correct answer will be indicator of attack. Option A. Question number 83. What is the name given to a part of organization that perform their own IT function? The correct answer will be shadow IT. Option number B. Which of the following access control models enable a person who creates or own objects to define a permission to access those objective? The correct answer will be discretionary access control model. Option B. Question number 85. Fabian's new load balancer has number of scheduling options and he is trying to decide the one to use. He wants to schedule a load balance such that the load balance assigned to each server in order, then return to the first server. What is the form of scheduling? Round robin. Question number 86. What is the term used to describe the characteristics of software system to process higher workload on its current resources or additional resources without interruption? So the correct answer will be option number D, scalability. Question number 87. You have fallen a victim to social media phishing scam. After receiving an email notification of a video of your from a past, you click the link which played a generic stock video and you realized it was a scam. What is the first thing you should do? So the first thing I will do is disconnect your device from a network. Option number D. Question number 88. Which of the following is a legal document describe a bilateral agreement between a parties? The correct answer will be option number C, MOU. Question number 89. You're compiling a list of cybersecurity incidents that occurred in the organization over the last year. The list will be published on an internal company website as a company newsletter for all employees to read. Under which category should you provide detail related to a phishing scam incident? The correct answer will be option number C, social engineering. So we are left with the last question. The question number is 90. All of the following are supported element of authorization except. So the correct answer will be credential validations. So we still have 40 minutes left. We can review all the answers again, but we will submit and we'll check how much we scored. Thanks for being till end of the video. You can like, share, and subscribe and pass the comments. How was the video? If you want us to bring more videos like this. So we'll click on finish exam. Okay, we score 99 and we use 45 minutes of time and we went only one incorrect. Let's see in which concept it will be: threats and vulnerability and mitigate. So let me pull up the direct that question which we were having issue. Which of the following details the specific access level that individuals or entities may have when interacting with objective? So the correct answer is access or control list. Okay. And the one which we're having it doubt was question number 22. Okay, this seems to be correct. Let's see if we flagged any other one. Even this was correct. Question number 42. we are all done now. Thank you so much for participating till here. And so before giving a real exam, make sure to practice as much as possible. Go through with each YouTube videos and directly websites where you can practice on it. And if you need a more sessions and more practice exams related to CompTIA or else others, cyber security or anything, you can comment in the comment box and let us know so that we can provide you a free resources where you can practice. Thank you so much for watching till here. Have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.